It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to meal prep, food planning. It's hard to be a person, so this makes it easier to do one aspect of being a person. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Full disclosure, we started filming this video, I think like 6 weeks ago before we went on vacation. So it took a minute to get here. And so some of these clips are from a long time ago, and then some of them are from not as long ago. So if it seems a little disjointed in that way, that's why. And if I'm talking about like, because we're about to go on vacation, that's why. Even though we've already been on vacation. And you've actually seen that vlog even. For the foods that we're making and having, this is just things that we have made and eaten in our house recently. Some of them are like hit it out of the park favorites. Others, they're just something we're trying. Most of this is going to be centered on like making food that the baby can eat. He is now getting his nutrients from food, not from formula, which is absolutely cuckoo bananas. Thank God when babies are born for like the first year, you don't have to worry about like feeding them meals because it is so overwhelming and stressful at first. And what I have found is it's just way easier to at all times have something easy to grab that is like a meal and a snack. So that for us has been a lot of like freezer things and then also just kind of like pre-planning other stuff. This is not meal prep as in like try to bulk up. Like it's not that at all. I actually forgot that people do that for that reason. So when Morgan was like, yeah, in the intro, just make sure you say that we're doing meal prep because it's like cheaper and easier for us. I was like, why else would I do that? So we're not counting any macros or micros or don't you worry about that, baby. That is not what the premise of this video is. I do feel like, particularly with things that we're giving the baby, because I feel like it is my responsibility, because I'm the one who cooks, but as the person who is in charge of the things that our child is eating, to like just like try to make good choices in terms of like things that are nutrient dense and tasty and things that he likes and things that he's happy to eat. And yeah, I want him to have like a very sort of diverse a palate as a 13-month-old can have, with the knowledge that eventually it's going to end up probably just being chicken nuggets and strawberries and french fries from the ground. And that's okay. That's also okay. As always, this is a judgment-free zone. I don't care what you're eating or what you're feeding people. Yeah, I have complete control over what the baby eats. And so, we have some there's like wheat pasta and other things that wouldn't necessarily be the choices that I would make for myself for deliciousness levels. But now that's the things that I'm eating. And also wheat pasta is just like not that bad. But also I don't care what kind of pasta you have. Please don't misconstrue that. Eat whatever you think the tastiest pasta is, please. Welcome. And now, I think it actually opens with me making pasta. So here is just a sensory hell experience for me from the get-go. Enjoy. Okay, so we've got olive oil and we've got flour. What else was in this? Water, I think? They were like, step 1, mix water and oil. And I was like, is that not famously the thing? Okay, I know you're seeing that this is like very blurry and you can't see my hands. It's because I'm not very good at time-lapse recording. But what I mostly wanted to convey is how upsetting this experience is. If you see my frowning, those are real frowns. It was so bad. And then this is me trying to keep the dough from drying out, and then you gotta like wrap it up and then fridge it, and then and so here's the part where I'm like trying to keep it like kind of wet or whatever. And then there was something they wanted me to like cut the pasta in a way that was really strange. I don't remember what it was, but I just ended up like cutting it with a knife on the cutting board and then stretching it out. This might have made me get a pasta maker and it is like really tasty, but it could, like, if I'm gonna try to make pasta again, I'll probably, I don't even know, see if I can, from like our library of things at the Salem Public Library, get a pasta maker, perhaps. You know, it doesn't like make the pasta, not like a bread maker, but it's like, I had one as a kid and we exclusively used it for Sculpey clay, and it was great for that because it's hard to smash out the Sculpey clay and get it really thin and really even. And so yeah, this is me just kind of desperately trying to make these somewhat similar, and then they're ripping, and then you're supposed to like cook them like until they float. And that means that they're done. So this is what they look like. This is what the cooked pasta looks like. And then this, I guess, was me doing more rolling and cutting of the pasta. Yeah, because I think I like tried to do some first. This truly was 6 weeks ago. So long ago. Morgan sped this up. No one look at the way I'm holding this knife. I'm sure it's wrong. But yeah, you have to like make these little like pasta nests kind of, and you sort of like hope that they don't like glub together, and then it's a little bit better. Like you put it in the water and it like kind of, you know, here's the problem is my best friend Hannah is an icon and a star, and she makes delicious homemade pasta. And I know it's not easy because I'm the one who like helps her do it, but there was a lot more effort involved when I was doing it. And also she's got the pasta maker, the pasta flattener, so that certainly helps. But yeah, this was fine. It was fine. And then this next part is me putting a little bit of margarine on the pasta because it gets kind of like starchy and sticks together, and I didn't want it to do that. And then putting it my hands are clean, I promise. I washed them really good. But then putting them in these little baby food freezer thingies that we have. That way the baby could have just like one chunk of pasta at a time. He really did eat this up. He was super, super into it. Oh yeah, I cut it up into sort of like happy baby sized chunks first. Let me know in the comments when you guys stopped cutting your baby's food into bite-sized pieces, because we just recently started giving him cheese sticks, like not like strip cheese. What do they call it? Strippy cheese. You strip the cheese. Cheese stick that you strip. Cheese strips. You know what I mean? The cheese. It's like mozzarella and you pull it into strips. Anyway, we've recently started giving him like stick of cheese that is not strip cheese brand. You know what I mean? So anyway, it's like cut up a little bit smaller than that, and he shoves the entire cheese stick in his mouth, and then he just like gags a little, and then he has to like re-eat the cheese like a confused baby bird who's doing his own work for no good reason. So all this to say, if your baby is successfully taking bites out of larger pieces of things, tell me what you're up to. And I guess I should have been doing that earlier. I just was so scared. It's not that he can't take bites. Okay, this is the grown-up pasta serving. Hello. Happy Pride Month, queers. Happy June to everybody else. Welcome to Felix Cleans Out the Fridge, and also it's baby nap time, so I'm going to be trying to not project so much. Morgan just got the cutest little baby plastic foods thing set at the thrift store at the Goodwill for $5. This is unreal. That's so cute. Okay, I've just finished making pasta. It was bad. I'm sure I did a voiceover where I told you that it was bad. It was fine. Sorry, the pasta tastes good. It was just so annoying. There is just so much. Don't make a double batch of pasta the first time you try to make homemade pasta. That is my best advice for you, viewer. Okay. The situation with the freezer as it stands. So we're going to donate a bunch of those Little Spoon food thingies to Arches, who works, it's like the Mid-Willamette Valley Action Support Group, homelessness, it's a whole thing. Because they're perishable, we decided not to, because it was just gonna be like a whole thing for us to safely transport them to those folks, like the group, and then for the group to distribute them safely to other people. So it just seemed like the least likely for people to get it's not botulism. What's the one that you can get just because something is yucky? Anyway. So we have all the little spoon things. They're taking up an unhinged amount of space in our freezer, which is fine. I just need to move some things around, and also I haven't gone through the freezer in a minute. And mostly I need to make space for pasta. This is 2 grown-up pastas, and then there's a baby. This is enchilada sauce. Frozen berries on top of my freezer. This is the baby pasta. We have 5 baby pastas. I also have no idea if this like portion is even gonna be good or work well for him. Worst case, I guess we just heat up 2. Like, it's not a big deal. It's kind of funny to be like, I don't know. He's new. He's new at food. We're new at making food for him. I mean, we've been making food for him, but not with the intention of it being the only thing that he's eating, or like the main thing that he's eating. Okay, so we also have, we have a bunch of the little spoon things, which, by the way, huge hit with the baby. Even the ones where I looked at them and was like, that does not look tasty, big hit. And they're really easy to throw with, like, you know, whatever we're having for dinner or something else. So even the golden beet, which you couldn't pay me to eat a beet. I'll be super honest. And then we have a whole bunch of made by me pouches also. We are going on vacation like 3 times in a row, so soon after each other, and so my intention is to have like a full freezer of kind of like quick things, and I think the pouches actually are going to be really good on the road because while they are frozen, they're an ice pack, and then when they're melted, they're slick, so that's great. We'll have other ice packs and like a cooler and other stuff, but when it's something like this is peas, you know, or like pear nutmeg, if it's defrosting and then not frozen anymore, it's still food safe. This is for broth. That's just some chunks of vegetable. Sort of like a breakfast extravaganza bag here. And we have some chicken nuggets for me. We have these crumbles, which probably should go upstairs, actually. So I'll put like a bag of that. It's kind of funny living in a house with 2 freezers where one has a really good like making food space and the other has like a not as ideal making food space. This is a butt ton of strawberries for jam. And this is the corn chicken chunks. Slay. Those will also go upstairs. I'm just gonna make an upstairs bag first. This is a bag that belongs to me anyway. She has a disease where she buys reusable bags and then she just doesn't use them. She's like a little bag hoarder. Morgan bagels. These are from the Winco. A lot of air in this bag. These are also, this is like our little container we were using for frozen baby binkies. And he's at a stage now where he's trying to shove the entire binky in his mouth at once and potentially choke on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and like say that maybe we're done with that, but I think this little container will be good for something. These are those burritos from Costco that are really good. These are great, like, I have forgotten to eat and I need lunch things. I'm just gonna kind of get everything out and then deal with it. We have half a loaf of Morgan bread. Actually, I'm gonna put all the Morgan stuff together. We'll do Morgan Central. We'll put her Hot Pockets there. The Panera squash soup recipe that I use has apple juice in it, and I keep on forgetting to buy apple juice, and so now I just have a can of apple juice in my freezer, just in case. These are my little cucumber thingies that I made. These are shredded cucumber and lemon juice. I made them to try to get myself to drink more water, and it is kind of working. I don't know where my little pitcher is that I've been using, but I just put one of these in a little bit of warm water and then fill the rest up with filtered water. Anyway, it's been good. I'll leave those out for a moment. Yeah, so we'll do like Morgan stuff, Felix stuff. This is ground. This should be upstairs. This is a vegetable biryani. I will probably eventually eat. Headache hat. And then these are, I believe, uncooked veggies for the baby. So those peas also will go here. This is a meat thing that should probably be upstairs. These are Felix burritos. God, the freezer's cold. Okay. This is a baby snack. This is ice cubes. These can be like here. Okay, now. This is pasta. Let's put the big grown-up pastas in the back. Where did they go? Oh my god. Okay. These back here. Very cold. Ice thingies. Here. Okay. Pasta Central. And then these are the little berry puree things to go on baby waffles. I need to make more baby waffles. And they can be for us also. This is Morgan Beyond Meat, but I'll put it in the front because she's going to use that soon. Breakfast burrito stuff. Go with uncooked baby food, I guess. This is a baby lunch. This is a quesadilla. We'll put these guys here. And then we'll do pouches. Kind of like behind them, perhaps. Okay, that's fine. And then kind of propped up there. Will you be able to close? And continue to close. Yeah. Okay, great. This is enchilada sauce that needs to be like transferred. Oh, this is me. This is veggie broth. And then the enchilada sauce, I think I just need to put in some kind of a bag. Really? I'll put the other baby quesadilla in room temperature town. Yeah. Yeah. And then I'll use this bag for enchilada sauce because it's a Ziploc and we haven't put anything other than baby quesadillas in it. Yeah, I really like these weird little shape things. I know some people do the like super cubes. I feel like it's silly to get them if we already have these weird silicone thingies. I do kind of wish that we had the smaller ones though, because for like the berry puree thing, I use like these, and they're really cute. It's cute that they're hearts, but they're kind of a silly shape or a silly size. The enchilada sauce also really dyes the silicone. There we go. I hate when my hands are cold so much. Perfect. And then we take the thing that was labeling this and put it on the Ziploc. God, wow, I really thought that was going to work. Yeah. Okay. With our ingredients. Okay, yay, that looks so much better. Took a bunch of stuff out of there. Let's see if there's space for it upstairs. I'm making yogurt melts. It's awful. I hate it. It's not good. I think I was supposed to have a Ziploc bag that didn't have the flat bottom kind. So it was actually impossible to get like a piping tip from a Ziploc when it's got like the fold in it. You know what I mean? I was just squeezing out from two sides and now I'm squeezing out from sort of the center. And it's bad. So these, I'm just making little dollops of yogurt and they're gonna go in the freezer. All of the baby-led weaning, whatever things are like, don't put yogurt in the freezer. It changes the protein of the whatever. I don't know. So I don't know about that, but
It doesn't change it into poison.
That's true. I think it's like, I don't know. I think the thing is that it like supposedly degrades part of the something about it, but he has a lot of regular yogurt anyway, so I'm not stressed about it. I just like heated up a little bit of berry puree that I use, but it's like, it's not super liquidy. I didn't like blend it crazy when I made it originally because I didn't think it was going to be for this, and so I have a whole bunch of little like chunks of berry getting stuck in my stupid little wound in my Ziploc. Anyway, it's not going very well. It's not going very well, but perhaps we'll have yogurt things. Also, there's certainly not enough room in my freezer for this. In my defense, we have a very small freezer.
I think we have a standard freezer, but we're in a family where everybody eats different things.
That's true. I love that. Certainly some of those are messed up underneath. Okay, alright. Got some layers taking place here. I guess I'm just gonna squeeze the rest of this yogurt bag into a little container. That can be a later wet snack, not a frozen snack. Anyway, yeah, there's gotta be a better way to do that. I think what most people use is like one of those silicone baking mats. We used to have a couple of those when we lived in Florida, and they were really good, and then one of us used them as a cutting mat.
No, that's not what happened.
What happened?
They got put in the dishwasher too many times, even though they said they were dishwasher safe.
Oh, that's
and so they
true.
were so soapy, it was insane. And I did everything the internet said to like try to de-soapify them.
Yes.
And it wasn't working.
That is true.
Hannah has some she's had for years. And she puts hers in the dishwasher. I don't know how they're not soapy.
Maybe we got bad ones.
We did get, they were probably from like Publix.
They were really soapy though, I forgot about that.
They were so, and like, I don't even care if it was a little soapy.
I do. One we had to throw away because I used a knife on top of it and didn't think about the fact that it was going to open it up. Maybe I'll show you what the yogurt melts look like eventually. Maybe I won't. I didn't show you what the yogurt melts looked like. They were awful. They were terrible. Don't spend your time making those. I don't know why. Tell me if I've missed something, people of the internet. Obviously, I knew they weren't going to be like freeze-dried, like the other regular melts that you like, the yogurt melts you buy at the store. But these were like, they just immediately, they're either too cold, and so they would be a choking hazard. Like your baby can't have them when they're frozen solid. So you let them like thaw just a little bit. And by the time they've thawed a little bit, they just become a yogurt mess. So it's just like harder and worse than regular giving baby yogurt. It's so bad. It's so bad. I guess for like baby-led weaning, because they're like they don't want you to be like holding the spoon or whatever. You can like load the spoon and then hand it to the baby. So maybe if you're in like the step after that where the baby wants to be grabbing things, but we do spoon feeding every once in a while, but it's not like open your mouth for the airplane. You have to eat this. It's not like that at all. It's like, did you want some? And then he's like, and I'm like, cool, there you go. Did you want more? No, that's cool. Do whatever you're doing. So anyway, do not make those. We had a friend over and we had a little brunch play date, which was very cute. And I made a bunch of waffles. And I wasn't sure how many we were going to eat, but I made a butt ton in the hopes that there'd be some left over that I could freeze. So right now I'm taking, because he eats like a waffle for breakfast. But anyway, I'm freezing these by cutting up the waffle into good baby eating chunks and then putting them in these little the baby food freezer thingies. He doesn't just have a waffle, he usually has, we use like a little bit of like berry puree or something for like syrup to go on top, and then he'll have like yogurt or something else. But anyway, there's like a really good quick, we're doing like if Eggo waffles were cheaper and at your house and homemade is like the energy. But I did not think that these would go well into the little freezy guys, and they're actually great. This is like the perfect amount of space. I am pushing down the waffles a little bit, and I think they'll pop out okay. I know that it's silly to cut them up and then also still keep them sectioned into one waffles amount when I could have just not cut them, but it's just so much quicker to not have to cut them up. It's a whole thing to cut them up, so. Also, love that about waffles, that they're pre-portioned into little baby toddler bite-sized squares, essentially. Hello, I'm making baby pesto. Pesto for baby. Here is how... Oh my god, sorry. Here's how I do that. I have some frozen butternut squash that I cooked and cubed up. It has a little bit of cloves in it. I'm not worried about that. This is not a thing where I'm trying to trick the baby into having more vegetables. He just genuinely likes butternut squash. So I take the squash. I don't really know why. Just because that's the like frozen vegetable that I had, and he hasn't wanted to eat it like as chunks recently, and I kind of like overcooked it, so it's like too soft reasonably for him to do that with anyway. And then I put in some cashew butter. This is just from the bulk section. Cashew butter is really expensive. From the bulk section, it's like not as expensive. And honestly, the only reason I prioritized getting cashew butter this time is because the thingy, it was actually extruding the way that it was supposed to, and it hardly ever does. and he just hasn't like had it. But anyway, this is the butter that I have that I've been putting in this now, and also like yogurt sometimes and other things, just because it's a different flavor, but the cashew butter's good. This, that, nutritional yeast, and then basil from our garden, which I'll take you along with me to get. And then I just like blend it all up, and then cook some wheat pasta, and then cut the wheat pasta into the sizes that I want it to be for him to pick up and chew. And then put it in little cubes with dollops of the pesto like mixed into it. And then it's just like a little cube ready for baby lunch, baby dinner. If he's not gonna eat whatever thing we're cooking for whatever number of reasons. Garden tour, container garden tour on the deck. The zucchinis are huge. They said it was gonna have a big wide footprint. I could not have imagined what they meant by that. But here's our basil. We have 3 of them. So I'm gonna pick some basils. And then these are tomatoes, pepper, wildflowers, lavender, also tomatoes, bean, perhaps a bean, I think, and then potatoes, which I know I need more dirt for these. I just haven't been able to buy dirt yet, but I've built it up to be tall to cover them with dirt, so I'm on the move. Great. I don't know if you're supposed to pick from the bottom or the top, so I just do both. I just kind of pick from all over. I'm gonna rinse these really good before the baby eats them, so it's not a big deal if they fall or if they're covered in dirt. They do smell so good. I need to start making like basil lemonade, I think, because like strawberry basil is like one of my favorite flavors. I think that would go super hard right now, but I also don't want to get burnt out on basil because obviously we have a lot of basil. Normally I would do this in a food processor, but mine is dirty right now with berry stuff and I don't want to deal with it. So this is a couple scoops of cashew butter and then 2 cube thingies worth of butternut squash and then a couple of scoops of nutritional yeast and then like a handful of basil leaves. This is not an exact science, I just taste it. And if it is good, then it's good. And then if it needs something else, I change it. I added some olive oil and some cashew milk and it's looking like this and it tastes pretty good. I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt in it. Okay, here is the pasta. I made it. It has been in the fridge because I didn't have a clean freezer thingy. And so now I'm just gonna put it in these little guys. This just came up the wash, which is why it's still wet.
Yeah, don't look at our dirty kitchen.
Oh my God, yeah. You know, sometimes you go on across the country 4 times, a million times, and then your house looks like this, and that's okay. But anyway, I'm just freezing these in little thingies, and then here, these are some already frozen ones. This is some rice that I made to go with chicken.
Whoa.
Frozen rice, and that's gonna go in with these rice and veggies.
Pre-made.
Pre-made. So then we can just heat it up for the baby. I'm headed to the Winco with the intention of purchasing some prunes, which are just dried plums. Did y'all know that? It's like raisins. Like they're a fruit and they have a name, and then when they're dried, they have a different name. Which we did some Googling about this. It looks like with the recent invention of food drying technology, you can dry anything, but previously there were some foods that like naturally dried, and prunes, plums were one of them, as were grapes. So anyway, getting those. We also really desperately need some bulk white sugar. I'm also getting some stuff to make Morgan chai tea. That actually will be like bulk food prepping for her to make her little chai, dirty chai lattes. And then probably some vegetable for the baby to prep. We have some like frozen cubes of it's like carrots and broccoli and cabbage, which he's been pretty into. He's more into it if it's like in rice, and then he's getting rice also, which honestly valid. But I'm just kind of gonna see what they have. So come with me to Winco again, always. These are the cutest thing I've ever seen. Why do they have these American Girl doll size crates? I want to buy one, but there's no reason for it. What would you even do with this? I really want one. I don't need one. Time for haul. Powder dishwashing detergent. What?
We have one.
No, we don't.
Yeah, there's one in here.
Why do you always never tell me anything?
Remember last time we bought two?
You always never tell me, and I never am told.
More, good job.
More.
Yeah, we bought two last
And
time.
we're set, so that's good. Applesauce for grown-ups. Nothing specific about it. This is just the one we like. Applesauce for baby. For some reason, the plain one is covered by WIC, but the berries one wasn't.
Oh.
But we already...
The strawberry is.
Right. But I was like, I guess we'll just get him plain apple then. I mean, he can also have strawberry, and we can also have plain apple. Like, it doesn't matter. They're all no sugar added, but I just thought it was funny that the berries one wasn't covered. And I was trying to read on the back to see if there's, like, secretly sugar added, and there's not, so I don't know. So much white sugar because we are out right now. I'm going to put it in this container that says white sugar at some point. I got oats. Rolled oats, because I've been using instant oatmeal to make overnight oats, and it's not bad, but I think that this would taste better. And also Bob's Red Mill is employee owned, which is fun and fresh, so that's great. And then also I thought with these ones I could like soak them in soy milk or whole milk or whatever, and then blend them up and then put him in pouches that we make ahead of time. They're extra thick rolled oats, whole grain. We love a whole grain. Prunes. You heard that I was getting prunes. I got like 5 potatoes, so we could do baked.
Thank God.
I thought you
That's
might.
what I need.
I thought you might be interested in that. God. Thank God. And then cheese for the baby that I'm gonna cut up into like little chunks, I think, for him to eat. Spinach for baby and also for me. I think it can go in when I make us like peaches. I do this like smoothie bowl thing that I've been putting overnight oats in, and then the rest of my smoothie bowl, like I make a bunch and then I make smoothie bowls and then I put the rest in pouches. But anyway, I'll happily eat spinach in mine, and I think that spinach would be good in his also because it's all together. Corn. This is vegetarian chicken nuggets that are my favorite, that are really good. I'm gonna make some basically right now because I'm so hungry. Hash browns. I've been really into the shredded hash browns. I feel like they're harder to cook because you really do have to like wait for them to like sit and get crispy. But they are more delicious, I feel, than the other kinds. Apple juice for soup. For the butternut squash soup that I do, and also for baby emergencies of needing to be more regular. So real for that. Mango, I thought would be fun in my smoothie thingies, and also baby pouches. It all goes together. It's all good. Whole milk, so much whole milk. 2 avocados. I realize he hasn't had an avocado since he was like
first eating
6 months old. So
yeah,
we're gonna try.
They're really good for them.
I mean, it's got a lot of really great fats. They're very nutritionally dense. He just hasn't had them in a minute, so. Got cauliflower as well as broccoli, and I think I'm gonna do like, because I love cauliflower and broccoli. They're like, I love them. Roasted cauliflower, love it. Roasted broccoli, love it. So that's a vegetable snack for me and also for the baby. Oh, tofu. Me and the baby, we're eating a lot of the same food. We've been really into the tofu scrambles recently.
We anticipated that.
Me and the baby eating a lot of the same foods?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Wipes, because I didn't know if we needed more. Diaper cream. Get the generic brand diaper cream. Diaper cream is so expensive. This same like size of container is $10. Like the Desitin one, and then this one, the Winco one, is like $4. So do that. Can of green beans. I got tea to make wet tea from Morgan. And then, I got some turbinado sugar. I'm really excited. Turbinado? I don't know how to say it. If I understand correctly, this is like sugar in the raw, which it doesn't matter. I think it should be cheaper because they've processed it less, because it seems as if they've put less work into it, but it just still has, when they make white sugar, they take out molasses as a byproduct. When they make brown sugar, they're putting the molasses a little bit back into white sugar. Turbinado sugar is sugar that has not had the molasses removed from it and created as a byproduct. So it just tastes, it's got like a little bit different flavor. But I'm gonna have it in my little coffees and teas that I've been having, because usually I put brown sugar in my stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna get some of the fancy kind. Pasta sauce, in case we wanna do pasta. I just keep being like, do we have pasta sauce? I'm not sure. And then nut butter, peanut butter, which I know we didn't have any of, so take that, everyone. To make prune pouch, this is prunes and blueberries. I'm just rehydrating them so that they'll be really wet and mushy and easy to blend. And then this is our fancy cup from the hospital. So when you open up the little top, you can pour out the water when they're done. And then I just set this out for like some hours, or like sometimes overnight if I do it at night. If I'm gonna do it that long, I usually put it in the fridge. I don't know why, but yeah. Okay, and then these are my oats from my silly smoothie bowl thing I've been doing. And I'm adding soy milk, just to like cover them basically. And then a little scoop of sugar for funsies. And then I mix it up a little, and then I put the lid on it, and I stick it in the fridge, and I let it sit overnight. I haven't done it with these oats before, so I guess we'll see if they get wet enough. Okay, here's the chai tea. We've got 4 Winco vanilla chai bags and this much water. It's more than 800 of water, it appears. And it's gonna be in here for 6 minutes, and then I'm gonna put a bunch of sugar in it. And then we're gonna use this for her coffee. This has a cup of sugar in it now. I'm not sure what would be reasonable for what Morgan wants for her very sweet girl coffee. So yeah, we'll have her try this in it, and then if it needs more, that's not a big deal. We can just heat up some water, put some sugar in it, get it a little sweeter. But yeah, she wanted me to buy that box concentrate, and this is just so astronomically cheaper than doing that. So there you have it. One thing that's important, anytime you're making a hot liquid in a glass container, just run some warm water over it first to make sure that you don't crack it. I have cracked so many things, and I guess it's probably because our house is cold, or I don't know. If that doesn't happen where you're from, that's interesting. Let me know. If it happens a lot, also let me know. Or maybe my water's evil. No idea. I'm not a scientist. I just don't want your cool pictures to break. That's all I have to say. I was blending up these prune thingies, and there's a little hard noise. I think there's a pit in it somewhere. And I found the pit. I put my mush in a bag, and now I've found the pit, and I'm gonna take the pit out so that it doesn't end up in one of my baby's pouches. But I felt very smart that I thought to put it in the Ziploc, because otherwise I would have had no idea how to find that, and I would have just been stressed out that he was gonna choke on something. Although honestly, it probably would have just gotten stuck right here, and then, but still, that's good. Time to make tofu scramble. Yay, yum. Heat up oil in a pan. Drain out most of the liquid from block of tofu. Maybe cut a hole in it to drain the liquid really bad, because you're also holding a phone. Draining most of the liquid. That's what we're doing. This is the recipe that I use. I will try to link it below. It was once on the internet, and now it's in my little book. So, okay, and then nutritional yeast. This is actually Winco brand nutritional yeast that I'm using a Bragg container for, because that was what we had, spilling nutritional yeast. Oh, this is black salt. I got it from our local Indian grocery. And then turmeric. I use more turmeric than I tell you to use. And then I put in some smoked paprika, because I thought that was going to be kind of good. Also, black salt, I guess, is not salt. I don't know, but it's got like sulfur in it. It's a little bit stinky. And then I also use twice as much garlic powder, and then you just smash it up in the pan. We're heating it up. We're smashing. We're making it kind of scrambled egg shaped, but also, yeah, and then you can see as you're cooking it, more of the liquid comes out of it. And then once most of the liquid's gone, I put the stuff on it and then mix this around. One thing I will say about feeding this to babies is if you have a kiddo who is eating primarily with their hands, the turmeric is gonna dye whatever they're wearing and stain a lot. So be prepared to either have them eat this no shirt or with bib or in a little poncho. Yeah, see, look how bright yellow that gets. It was delicious. And then this is what my burrito ended up looking like. I had a breakfast burrito. Okay, we've got little tiny tofu scrambles for baby. This is kind of a small serving compared to what he's been eating recently. But he can have more than one. Like, it's just, this is the size container that I have. And also it's nice to have them not in like a giant thing, so I can just plop one out and use it. This is tofu for me. It's the same thing, but this I'm just gonna put in breakfast burritos. And then this is hash browns and sausage, which are just the other breakfast burrito innards. So I'll have these. He can have this for breakfast. He'll probably have some of the hash browns also. Well, hello there. Now I'm doing yogurt for baby. We got these really sick little freezer safe, microwave safe. I'm not using the microwave or the freezer for these, for this moment with the yogurt.
So you're just bragging for no reason?
Yeah. Well, I wanted them for in the freezer for the little tiny chicken that we have. Small chicken. Chicken for baby. And now some has tofu. Okay, I'm gonna put them in these. And then this is just peanut butter, like literally plain peanut butter. Peanuts smushed up from the bulk section of the Winco. I don't know if you can get peanut butter like this not from a bulk section. I've never seen just like plain, nothing in it peanut butter. We get this because one, it's very cheap, and two, it just like, it doesn't have like salt or anything in it, and so it's like, I don't know. It's not that I think that if you're just getting regular peanut butter, that's completely fine. This is just now the peanut butter that we're used to getting because it's the kind that we were getting before. And so now it seems silly to like introduce a peanut butter that like has more stuff added to it into his like, you know, things that he's eating, when he really likes it like this. So that's how it's gonna look. It's just whole yogurt, whole milk yogurt. I've been thinking about starting to add a little bit of honey, but also he just like, he likes the yogurt like this. So it's kind of like, why would we do that? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna put him in these and then put them in his snazzy little container that has his snacks in it. Okay, so this is our quick foods for baby shelf section, chunk bin. Right now we have banana prune, dried blueberry smushes. Those are great. That block of cheese that I bought yesterday at the store that I have turned into cheese sticks, because cheese sticks are expensive and you can just cut up your own cheese. It was like $4 for a block of cheese, and it's a lot of cheese sticks. And it's the Winco brand, so we're supporting Winco. And then funnily we have 5 yogurts and then 5 tofu scrambles. Again, he might not necessarily even finish a whole one of these, or he might eat 2. It doesn't really matter. The idea is just that we have something quick that he can eat, which is great. Are these gonna fit? Damn. Oh, that's something. Okay. I'm gonna put these kind of cuckoo bananas like this, and then this like this, and now we have a full baby food thing. It's as a person who has a hard time eating food, I don't know, is that weird? Just you guys know what I mean. It's like, it's exhausting. It's exhausting that I constantly need to be consuming nutrients to then have energy. And my attitude gets so bad if I don't have them. And so as a person who has such a hard time feeding myself, it just makes my life so much easier if I can plan out the baby's food. Yeah. And we're lucky he's like a super engaged eater. He's like locked in. All of these things were like pretty quick and easy, really. Obviously some of the things that we've been doing in this video are like very involved, and then other things are just not as involved. When I made the chicken, which I didn't show you guys because I'd never made chicken before, and so I was nervous about it. But it was just, I put chicken breast, literally I've never made chicken, in the oven. I don't even remember it, 370. I Googled it, and I also had a meat thermometer because of who I am as a person. But yeah, just like stuck it in the oven for basically like 40 minutes is how long they ended up being in there. And then when I froze them, I put them in with a little bit of garlic bouillon broth that I made. You can't really see, it's like sort of at the bottom. That way they'd be like juicy in the thing. They do, to me as a vegetarian, they really smell like cat food, but the baby's super into them. And Morgan has also had them in her like pasta and other things recently. We have more pastas actually to break out and put into like a freezer bag. But yeah, I don't know, you know, it's hard to be a person. And so this is one thing. I don't think Morgan was ever going to be in charge of feeding the baby because that's not really in her wheelhouse to do like the cooking and things, which is totally fine. It's my wheelhouse. And yeah, some of these things take very little time and then some of them take a lot of time. I don't remember what I had to say. I don't think there was like a very poignant moral to the story or anything. I think I was just saying like, if you don't feel like you're able to, one, making pasta was so over the top. If you want to make pasta, that's great. I will not be doing that again for a long time. But I think that there are a lot of things that can be done that like genuinely are super easy and cheaper, such as, you know, your own little like yogurt whatevers or cheese sticks or even just like regular pasta from a box, which is what this is. And pasta sauce from a jar, and then putting them in little like freezer somethings, like, because it's good to have it that way. You don't have to be stressed out. And also I do want to say we do try to have, for the most part, the baby eat like whatever we're eating. It just honestly depends on the circumstances. And I would say our lunches are really chaotic in our house. Lunch is the one that I always forget to do. It gets like skipped by me. So we're really, what it is I end up having like really late breakfast, lunch, whatever. So yeah, this just takes away that difficult part of that. And also we, upstairs, we like plan out our week of like who's making dinners and who's doing what. But lunches are typically like leftovers or whatever else. And the baby also has leftovers, you know. I don't ever want people to feel like I have no judgment or feelings or vibes about your kid eating chicken nuggets. Like every toddler is at some point going to subsist on chicken nuggets and strawberries and french fries from the floor of the car. So like, it's whatever. This is just what works for us. Pasta. Freezer pasta for baby. Freezer pasta for baby. And that was meal prep. Oh my God. Cooking with Felix. Thanks for being here. You know, hope you enjoyed it. If you like this kind of content, let us know. We can definitely keep making it. It will probably be about this chaotic in the future, if so. The meal prep that I'm doing for this is like mostly lunches and snacks, and then as like a big family with upstairs, because my parents and little brother live upstairs, we plan out what our dinners are for the week. So if that's the kind of thing that you're interested in seeing, we can also talk about that. Definitely comment below some of your favorite freezer foods, things that are good and easy to just pop in the freezer and then pop in the microwave or whatever for you to eat, because, you know, we're all about ease of things, because it is so hard to be a person. So hard. If you want, you can check out our other social medias. We're on everything except for the platform formerly known as Twitter. That's not true. I don't think we actually use Lemonade. Here, let me tell you what we're on. TikTok, unfortunately. Instagram, pretty regularly. Here on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. This is the only platform other than Patreon that we're monetized on. Speaking of which, Patreon. We'd love to have you over there. Tiers start at $1. You can select what you pay, and you just basically, it's just like us sitting and chatting at the camera for 40 minutes every like 2-ish weeks, basically. It's fun, it's cute. You know, it's hard to be a gay person on social media making money from ads right now, because people don't really so much want to hire gay people. So we'd love to have you over there. We love that you're here. Thank you so much for watching this video, because again, we are monetized on YouTube, so that is super helpful for you to be here with your eyeballs, because we get money from your eyeballs. So thank you. So sorry that the world is the way that it is right now. It is so much, so much. I dream of a future where we don't have to end every YouTube video being like, for the love of God, thank you for being here. Sorry that everything is the way that it is and that the societal structures around us are crumbling and it's just really stressful. But you know what? Here's the other thing, is that as those structures are crumbling, there are other structures, and those structures are community. And sometimes it's our little community that we have here on the internet, and then other times it's community that you have in real life in other ways. I just recently, yesterday actually, I don't know when this video is going to come out, but yesterday in the past, went to a town hall where some of the Oregon elected representatives were listening to folks talk about the way that the federal budget cuts and actions that have been taken are affecting people in their daily lives. I know you're probably sick of hearing this from me, and so I'm so sorry, but my hope and my dream for you is that you are able to get engaged with your local community in some way, in any way. I don't care how you're doing it. It does not have to be local politics. You do not have to go to your city council meeting if you don't feel like it. I think it'd be great if you did, if you wanted to sprinkle that in there every once in a while. But just like pick something. Pick literally anything that is like an in-person activity. Perhaps volunteering at your local community theater. I know that there's a lot of theater folks here. Maybe it's joining a community choir, one of those like everybody come sing choirs that they've got that's just like all kinds of people. I know that it is hard in these times when there is so much stressful things happening, and then also we're all going to our jobs and doing our jobs, and then like that really sucks, and then also some of us are parenting, or some of us are, you know, like doing additional things or caring for family members, or like all of this stuff. Your battery gets like completely depleted. And I think unfortunately, or fortunately-ish, one of the things that it can help fill your battery back up and energize you is by like digging deep into your community and finding your people and realizing that there are people in real life who are there for you and to help you, and who have resources, and who want you to be here, and who are happy that you're here, and who you can chat with, and who are just nice, and maybe who think different things than you in some aspects, but really have the same like basic, like, you know, sort of like core values that you do. Anyway, and it's hard. It's so, the hardest part is making time for finding that space of your community where you want to be. That's like the first step of it is like so hard. And then as you continue on, you're like, oh, I want to make time for this. And maybe you don't, but I think you should try it just in case. But for me, at least, I can say it's just become easier and easier to be like, oh, cool, I want to go to this. I want to be at this. I want to do this thing. No matter what that is. It could be the protests that are going on in your area. It could be the community theater. It could be going to the library and doing the library reading time with your kiddo. It could be any number of things. Anything at all. See if there's a clothing swap or a free stuff swap or something else like that. Take a class. I just recently found out that our senior center does wood carving classes. I think it's like every Monday evening for like, I think it's like $25 for your like punch card, whatever thing. And I'm pretty sure that's like for the whole month. I'm not sure. I honestly would pay $25 a class to learn how to do beginner wood carving. Really want to learn wood carving. It sounds so fun. Anyway, it's hard to be a person right now. It'll be easier. There are lots of different things that can make it easier. One of which is remembering that there are good people and being reminded that you are surrounded by those good people. That's something that can help. Go to a drag show. Oh my God, go to a drag show. Do anything. Do anything. We love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the bloopers.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Just to make sure that it is not in slow motion. For the love of God, please. Oh, fuck. Where's the... Why? This is another test. To make sure that the microphone is working. So, yeah. So I was just squeezing out from... I was just squeezing out from two sides. Oh, you can see them.
Oh. Hold on.
Did you start it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. You're not very good at it.
It's not my job or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Does it look like I've been crying? I've just been yawning. Oh my god. You guys ever heard that if you yawn and then your baby doesn't yawn, it means that your baby's a serial killer?